you?
you too. I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm so
Good.
happy you're here. We have lots of my little generation role models here joining us.
Hi.
So happy and so inspired by you.
Thank you.
I have to tell you all about how Jamie and I met. Jamie was born in England and she started out her career in England. If you don't mind me asking you, Jamie, how old are you now?
I'm 16 years old.
Okay, so Jamie's 16 and
Yes.
she was born in England and she started her career in England. She is a triple threat, actress, singer, amazing dancer. She's
Thank
also
you.
doing modeling. She's totally gorgeous and she's lovely and
Thank you.
and we became friends because Jamie plays my daughter in our next pilot, which we filmed out in Los Angeles in October. And we had a really fun time and a very packed schedule filming together.
Yeah.
Out in Marina Del Rey in Los Angeles. And I got to know Jamie and her mum very well. And now we're friends. And obviously, I had to have you on the show because you're so talented. You're so inspiring for other people. Particularly, there are going to be girls on here whose dream it is to go to Los Angeles and do Hollywood movies that Jamie is now doing. And we're going to talk about your next projects. Okay. And you're going to just be so inspiring for these young girls who want to be Hollywood actresses because you've started out in the UK, you've moved to the US, and you're now becoming very successful. So I'm going to stop talking.
Okay.
Ask you your first question, which is, how did you first start out wanting to become an actress?
Okay, so my mum is actually a TV producer and a children's agent. And so she took me to my first casting. A little story for you guys. So it was my first ever commercial casting. I started out in commercials. And I was 3 years old. And the casting director asked me, what do I want to be when I grow up? And at the end of the casting director came out and said to my mum, I can't believe what Jamie's just said. And my mum's like, oh God, what she said, oh no. And the casting director, the casting director goes, well, I asked every kid what they wanted to be when they grow up. And all of these little 3-year-olds are like, I want to be a model, or I want to be an actress. And I said I wanted to be the Tooth Fairy. And I ended up booking the commercial, and then I started acting from there. I just love talking to the camera, so yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you started out in commercials, and then then I know that you have also been in musicals in the West End. You've been in Matilda.
Yes.
Been in Les Mis.
Yes.
Tell me how people are going to be interested to know, how did you then go from being in commercials to then being in West End musicals?
Right. Well, my first ever musical that I was in was Sound of Music, and I was 7 years old, and I toured. It was a UK tour, and I played Little Gretel, which was the youngest character. And I think from commercials, I'd had the experience, and I was like, you know what? I do love singing. Let's try it out. And I remember I was 6 when I started, and I went with the chaperone, and I didn't have my parents there, so my mum was like, oh, is this the right thing for a 6-year-old? But I loved it, and I went for 5 to 7 days at a time, and I just love musical theatre, loved singing. I was so nervous because it's my first ever musical, and then when I got on stage, I was like, this is what I want to do. And I told my mum, and I was like, you know what, I'm carrying on with musicals. And then I did a musical every year of my life since I was 7. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Year of your life since you were 7. Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable, Jamie. That's incredible. Okay, so then let's move on from there, because then you ended up going to Los Angeles.
Yes. Yeah.
And tell me about that.
Yeah, well, I moved to LA because of my dad's work. It wasn't because of my acting, but I've always wanted to live here. Me and my mum have always wanted to live here, especially in LA. And I'm looking outside right now and the sun's shining. The weather is so lovely here, which was a #1 thing. And I just love it here. It's so great. I love it.
So you're having the best time of your life in LA.
Yes.
You and I just did a pilot together where you played my sister, which is fantastic. We're very excited about that project. and which is comedy, by the way, guys. It's a comedy. I haven't talked about this too much on my Instagram page, so not many people know about this. But by the way, lots of people joining, Jamie. I'm waiting.
Hi, everyone.
Coming in. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
To ask your questions, you can ask them in the comments, or you can post them as a question, and we'll take any questions that you guys have here as much as we can. And then I've got my own questions. Yeah. So I think we've found out the transition. And by the way, let's just talk about your next project. Please tell me about your very exciting next project that is due to be released.
Yes, well, it's actually released in the US, but not in London, not in the UK yet. It will be released in a few months. But I just filmed a movie called Anastasia, the live action version. And Brandon Ralph, aka Superman, plays my father in the movie. And it's directed by Blake Harris, who's an American director. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm so proud of my daughter.
Thank you.
You're doing amazing. Yeah, exactly. Anastasia, Once Upon a Time. That's right. Yeah. Emily Carey's here and she says yay, which is brilliant.
Yay.
We have some questions here too. Somebody said, what was the best job that you have done?
Oh, wow. Okay. There's so many incredible projects I've worked on. I'd have to say, okay, I'm going to go for a West End musical first. I think I'd have to say The Nether, which was a crime drama in 18 plus. I did when I was 11, and it was at the Duke of York Theatre in the West End. And I was actually Olivier nominated for Best Actress in a Supporting Role against Angela Lansbury in the same category as her. So that would have been the best project that I've worked on, I think, so far. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Now, Bella is one of my favorite Next Generation. I love you so much, Bella Alexandra. She's here. She says, how hard is it finding jobs with your accent in LA? Because I have a South African accent and sometimes casting directors don't like it.
Right. Well, for me, living in LA, all of my casting that I go to, I do an American accent. I don't go in British at all. And if it is a part that can go British, then I will do the whole casting in American, and then at the end, I will switch into my British accent and ask them if they want to see the scene in my British. So I do everything in American. So yeah. There
you go. So Bella Alexandra, you need to work on your American accent.
Yeah, keep preparing every day, do it little by little, and just perfect it.
There you go. And Bella's going to be coming to Los Angeles. And when she does, Bella, you can meet Jamie. We can go out, the three of us, okay?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll do a little mini tea with Victoria Summer and take some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Okay, great. All right. So, talking about your fan base, your fan base is growing and growing on Instagram. You're developing lots of people who are following you there. I know you're doing TikTok as well, and you're doing some incredible dancing. Your TikToks are amazing. I love them. And yeah, I'm your TikTok dancing fan. And I'd like you to teach me, actually. So
yes, I was just about to say that. Next time you're out here, we're gonna learn one and do it together. Definitely.
Please, you got to teach me. You got to teach me. So I just want to know how you intend to use your platform to give hope to your generation and inspire other kids.
Right. Well, I get lots of private messages and DMs on Instagram, you know, from kids of all ages, asking me, you know, how did I start with Instagram, and how did I start as an actress, and, you know, is there any advice you could give me? And, you know, I really spend that time talking to them and trying to give them as much feedback as possible just to help them.
Yeah. That's excellent. That's excellent. So you're using Instagram, you're using DM a lot to talk to people and to help them. So guys, follow Jaime Adler on Instagram. DM her and ask her any questions about about career, or about moving to Los Angeles, or what living in Los Angeles is like and being an actor. She's going to chat to you via DM, which is amazing that you do that, because I understand how many messages you must get, and it's amazing to spend your time helping others that way. Yeah, that's why you're a next generation role model.
Oh yeah.
And we love you. We totally love you. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about social media. How has that impacted your career?
I feel like social media is so different than in the UK. Like it's, you know, it's so big out here, especially in LA. And, you know, when I was in the UK doing musicals in the West End, I wasn't even allowed social media. So living out here now, I'm much more active.
Right. Okay. So there you go. Big social media platforms,
Yes.
Los Angeles. And Instagram, I think, is the biggest one, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
Instagram and Twitter, but mostly Instagram.
Yeah. And Twitter's bigger in the UK, but
yes.
there we go. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about kids who don't have agents and managers. What do you recommend for them? Do they need one?
That's a good question. I feel like it's important, first of all, before you look into agents and managers, just to find, you know, an acting coach or an acting school, especially a local school that's easy to get to. And, you know, once you've spent the time preparing and, yeah, just preparing a lot and training, then, you know, the acting coach often will give you recommendations of what agents you should look into, or they might even know some agents that they can introduce you to. So it's really important, just prepare before you go into anything.
There you go, guys. Be prepared.
Be prepared, always, if you can.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about peer pressure. Now, I've talked a little bit on my live chats with people about how there's negativity surrounding our work. There's negativity on social media. There's people coming out making rude comments, or generally pretending to be your friend, but talking about you behind your back. And I'm sure that you've had this experience, Jaime. Please talk to me a little bit about peer pressure and how that's affected you and how you deal with that.
Right. Well, actually, I've been really lucky. I've only ever had a few people like that, and it's more the mothers than the kids. But I feel like I've, you know, because I've grown up in the industry, I have a lot of friends that I've worked with growing up. So, you know, we all support each other, and I've been really lucky. And everyone's been really supportive of one another. So I'm really happy about that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm pleased to hear that.
Yeah.
And in terms of your career goals, Jaime, I want to know where you see yourself in 10 years' time.
Okay, in 10 years' time, well, I'd like to be a working actress that, you know, portrays a variety of different roles. But I'm also interested in producing and directing. So maybe there'll be something in that area.
Producing and directing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So a little bit of work, pre and post work for movies, and also behind the camera as well.
Yeah, I'm interested in both sides.
Oh, good. I didn't know that about you. Okay. In terms of rejection, you and I have had conversations about this. It's not easy when you're an actor to face so many auditions, so many times you get knocked back. Talk to me a bit about rejection and how you cope with that.
Right. You know, rejection happens a lot and it's tough. You know, it doesn't get any easier. But, you know, there's been a lot of times that I've got down for really big projects where I've got down to the last 3 or the last 2. And, you know, if you're rejected, you know, I get emotional, of course. I'm like, I'm going to have a bit of chocolate. And then, you know, the next morning I get up and I tell myself, on to the next. And I keep working hard and stay persistent. And it's just really important that you just continue to work hard, even though you get no's all the time.
You do get no's all the time.
You do. Yeah.
And you have to believe in yourself, and you obviously do, which is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, right back up again.
Yep. Up off your feet. Let's go. Do some work. Literally.
Yeah, just get stuck into something.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, now tell me, I am announcing to all that Jaime Adler is a next generation role model. And I want to know from you, what does being a leader and being a role model mean to you?
Right. There's so many things I could say to answer this question, but I feel like it's to be supportive of one another, to be kind, and to be helpful, and to always stay positive. Those would be the main things for me.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Talk to me a little bit about sacrifice. Now, I know for myself that anyone that has big goals in life, there's always sacrifice.
Yes.
What it is, there's always a sacrifice somehow. Now, talk to me about what you've sacrificed to have the career and to have the life that you are currently living.
Right. Well, I didn't go on holiday for 7 years because of being in West End musicals. I missed 2 ski trips 2 years in a row because of West End musicals. And what else have I missed? I missed going to Paris with my class because, again, I was working. There's so many different things, but I think those are the main things, just because, you know, with my class are like, Jamie, I'm so excited. You know, we're going to go to Paris, and we've been planning it for, it was 2 years. And, you know, leading up to this, and then I booked a show right beforehand, and I said, you know what, guys, I can't go.
Wow.
And, you know, I sticked with it, and I performed in West End, and it was the best choice because I love what I do. So, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, let's talk about your charity work.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to know what charity you support.
Right. Okay. And why? Okay, so I recently performed in a charity event concert in LA with Lily Brooks, who's actually on this live right now. We performed together, and all the proceeds went to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And the plan is that there's going to be one next year, so I'm excited to be involved in that next year. And then I also worked with a charity called One Voice, where I box food up for families living in poverty.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
You are amazing. That's why you're a next generation role model. We love you so much. And I know you and your mum very well. And I just think you're really special people. I'm so happy to have you in my life. I'm so glad I play your mother in Across the Pond.
I'm so glad I play your daughter.
We make a good little team. And yeah, we actually, by the way, guys, just to say that I met up with Jamie and her mum at Christmas, and we went shopping in Selfridges with Bentley, my dog.
With Bentley, yes. So cute.
which was really, really nice. So I've seen you both in Los Angeles and in London.
London, yeah.
So thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. I'm so happy that you were able to be with us today. Thank you for inspiring people with your talent and your charity work and your love for mankind and helping others. And please stay in touch. And make sure, guys, that you follow Jamie on Instagram.
Thank you.
What is your Instagram handle, Jamie?
It's at the Jaime Adler.
There you go. And do you have a website?
I do. If you just search up Jaime Adler, then it will come up.
There you go. Is there anything else you want to communicate to the people on here before you go, Jamie? Anything you want to say?
I feel like just keep working hard. You know, if you guys have any questions, you know, again, I do spend the time trying to answer them as best as I can to help you guys. So just DM me if you have any questions, and I'll be sure to answer them for you. So yeah, and I hope everyone has a good day.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Love you too.
You're welcome. And I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, love you lots.
Bye, everyone. You too.
Bye.
Bye.